What's good, YouTube and Twitch, and welcome to the house. We are live streaming to both right now, and chat and Discord have helped with so many cards, but starting with a little call out. mcole40 did a video today, and it has caused a masterpiece buyout scramble, and it was over that a banner has appeared with Nationals 2022 having masterpiece on it. They're just reusing the asset. If it does come off the list, it's purely coincidence. I've even done a video on masterpiece. You can see here that, yeah, it could come back at this point, but they have reused this asset time and time again. Mega Capital G doing a video on this years ago. Look, here's the banner. This has happened. Oh my gosh, could it be coming back? And did it come back? I'll wait for it. No. It didn't. If it does come back, this reuse of asset just happens to go with these exact same events, same exact area, and it's what they do. It's just print the same thing instead of having to use a new graphic. But Masterpiece very well could come back, but be aware, this absurd amount of sales rates for a single day on a banned card where you have to click load more sales this many freaking times. Look at that rush for them. That is the source, is this banner talk that has fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, you know, it's happened already before. Beauregard Dragon, though, is the craziest price I've seen today. Masterpiece you can actually lab, and the reason with the ban list that, hey, it could be coming back. Beauregard Dragon, what are you doing? The card has to be destroyed this turn. Are you triggering a card that you destroyed yourself to have negated effects on field? It's way up in price. Maybe your Boral collection with Boral and being here, I'm trying to figure out the 5-head of Beauregard Dragon having a buyout. What are you doing, Yu-Gi-Oh community? Now, in serious cards, Splight has caused several buyouts already, and it's continuing. We saw the Frog Engine, the higher end of it, the lower end of it. DD Crow Starlight Rare is moving because DD Crow's being used to snipe Toad in the OCG, and I don't blame people for going after this one. It's a card that will float back into metagames over time and age gracefully. Also, the ultimate rare going out, but the more interesting card going up to me right now is Deck Devi. I have not heard of this card in some time. Takes care of everything with 1500 or less attack and fits so nice into and against the mirror match where you're looking at a card that's doing heavy lifting against the deck and is seeing Tekken OCG, and that's why huge spike on a lot of different versions of this card. You see the DR3 version going out, you see Legendary Collection Kaiba going out of quantities, Champion Pack, all sorts of version getting complete and full buyouts. The commons are still cheap though, so use that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. More layer stonks? Layer stonks. Masquerade has been going up crazily. We've covered that before. People still freaking out over this buyout for Albaz. Once you got the structured X and things were cheaper to a degree, other things were bound to get bought out to crazy proportions. But Andres Torres used Despia and proc, and this card is really shooting up now. We're seeing it go $3 plus at this point, and people are after it quite a bit. A super rare out of Donna Majesty. So there's maybe some money extra you didn't know you had, or a card to hunt down. If you see it, you like how it plays, etc. Also, people have figured out you don't have to play Dragoon in Despia, and we saw the Starlight Rare fall before the Ultra Rare, and it's really stuck around 450, where you can see the market price from sales even went to 500. People expecting to lose less percentages on theirs as they were buying it out. But the Ultra is now dipping. We do have the reprint announcement for the 2022 Megatons, and it wasn't moving. We covered how it wasn't. It was at 120 recently. Big dip, now under triple digits, available 97, 98, plenty of them under $100. As well, there are events. Do I need this by then? Can I play without it? People are letting it go as they don't all play it in their deck. And weird reaching, trying to play against D-Fusion Secret Rare out of Legendary Collection Kaiba bought out. Anti-Despia tech. And there's also this image floating around semi-viral of all the different fusion art cards, maybe partially due to that. But people really do reach for the techs against if you ain't fusing, you losing. Well, I remember from the show. I don't think this is it. I think there's so many better cards like D-Barrier, but you do you, y'all, and it is a classic. D. Savant Kepler is really, really low on all listings. I need to start digging through bulk Carter. This card is just sold out on all of its copies. Hasn't had a reprint in ages. Also, Flame King Genghis only has its one printing. Then you have the High Genghis, you know, the Californian version. And it is way up there in price versus what it used to be, but it's been trending around here for some time since DDD is. And if you're looking, it's actually down versus a couple months ago, but it is getting more sales as people are going for extra DDD cards in this format. Actually, a ton of sales today alone on this card. Ghost from the crashing prices. We already covered that was happening. They're going even lower for some. And now Red Eyes is around the 150 market price. Cyber Dragon's trying to hang in there above 100. Dark Arm Dragon, how could it fall this much? I want to say that these top 7 Ghosts are all playable in some form in past formats. But why I didn't like Blue Eyes Ultimate, even though it was a Blue Eyes collectible, it never was played. If you're talking about different formats, like there was just always a better fusion to bring out of the extra deck. And then Eye of Timaeus, it's casual. It's never going to be within the metagame. So, looking at these two, they were bound to be at the bottom. Some funny stuff, though, around Ghost is that you look at the Blue Eyes that was like 28 forever. It's done nothing but gone down and is now at 15. And I was bringing up, partially jokingly, but not fully, that there could be Blue Eyes fatigue. You have another special Blue Eyes coming into the 10s later this year. So many Blue Eyes printings and so few Blue Eyes arts that, man, it's not the invincible Charizard of the game that we thought it was, while still being a top-end collectible. And DMG has overtaken him in the set very solidly early on, even though I like him as the high-end out of Ghost from the past. Red Eyes also just sat here down low in price forever, although it's slowly gone up over time, has very few holo printings, and it kind of shows this was, ever since the set released, way under Dark Magician and Blue Eyes, who were short printed, to be fair, half printed in the gold set, but it just didn't appreciate over time for being a new one. And gold is divisive as a rarity. Maybe that was it, but Red Eyes is showing that Red Eyes, great potential, not always great outcome when it comes to things. Dark Arm Dragon does, however, have one of the highest priced ultimate rares of all time coming out of the Turbo series / all the OTS series, Tournament Pack series, and that's notable. With the Ghost Rare being so low early on, I do think that people are panicking. Oh my gosh, it's worth toilet paper. No, it's not. You're on some nice toilet paper if you are. But when it comes down to the Ghost price, there's a huge amount of this getting ripped open and a huge amount of it available that will dry up over time. People are so used to 2020 looking at prices skyrocket, right? Rise of the Duelist, Eternity Code, Toon Chaos, Blar, and these sets just going way up from being underprinted, undersupplied due to the crush card situation, and not used to waiting a year plus for stuff to start to age well and disappear from the market and other people to go away from their stuff. Ghost has tons of penny stonks. Ghost has a lot of potential long-term. I'm not a financial advisor channel. I don't know your bankroll, how long you can hold on to things, what you should be putting it to versus this, but I do think that Ghost will over time age well. The question is how much time versus, well, where else can you put your money versus what singles could you target in here versus the sealed, and how would you proportionally do for that? You have a lot of questions to ask when it comes down to those kinds of things, because I like the Eye of Timaeus Ghost Rare. I know it's trash, but it's already aging to the point where, yeah, there's a couple under 50. It's starting to close in on the Secret Rares price, which has been 40 for first edition for a very long time. The Unlimited is dipping kind of during this time, as there's another Timaeus available that is higher rarity, but it's going towards the Secret right now. And if the Secret actually is above it, that'd be funny. It would be kind of like the BLS Secret Rare versus the Ultimate BLS being under the Secret Rare, but now it's the Secret that would be more than the Ghost also. But Ghosts are not invincible in price. Konami removed Ghost from core sets for a reason. They became bulkish. If they weren't being played en masse, they were kind of trash. And look at Crystal Clear Wing. It goes into a line of collectibles with multiple others. It is semi-playable. It's a decent card, but it's bottomed out. It's doing really bad. It's at $36 when it's supposed to be a flagship of a set and help a set sell. Baroness is doing that really well, but man, I've never seen a duelist pack with a card like Baroness do this terribly. It's doing really, really bad. And the Ghost, it ain't helping at all. The Banlist did not help this set when it did hurt Lyrilusk. Now, we have the Sun Avalon Dryas going up, and that seems to be due to Therions from what I'm being told. I haven't seen it in action, so I don't have a solid, formulated statement for this one, but be aware, this card has been spiking heavily, and it seems to be on the back of Therions. Also, I want to bring up Pharaoh's rares. We're not here for King's Copium, but I keep getting asked about this holiday box, right? And the selling point is Pharaoh's rares. These secret rares were misprints. They were not in any foreign product. They were not intended to be out. Look at the ultra rares. They are down when it's 1 per case average, so it would take 3 cases to see a Slifer Raw Obelisk on average. For a 1 per case card that is a God card collectible, people do not like these. It's a worse Millennium Rare, and I'm in King's Court. You all know I'm partially biased. Nobody wants to touch these ultra rares, and if it's ultra and they haven't improved the foiling and it's like that over here, and it does say Pharaoh Rare, ultra rare foil style, if you don't do something to make it look nicer, this product's just a bust unless the cards inside are bangers. And we're talking Sky Strikers, which have a max of like a $20 card right now. Myakashi and Witchcrafter, which do get some new cards, and it says it's going to mix in old cards, applying to the Zoomers and Boomers, but currently for the set description, while pre-orders are open, I do not like this set yet. It pales compared to the OCG product while being similar in price. It's missing a lot of the charm like oversleeves and knickknacks inside that actually people would pay custom for a lot in the past. And then to top it all off, it doesn't seem to have a great direction yet, but we will see where they go with reprints and value inside and what they could inject in terms of value. But currently, I don't like pre-orders at this stage. Where is the cheapest stage? And it's rough because the chase inside, rarity, it's just not looking good when we're comparing $30 1 per case cards. I can't stop bringing up my win according to Twitch and Distant Coder, but Grandmaster of the 6 Samurai Secret Rare is bought out to ridiculous tunes. The unlimbs are now over 100 where the first ed used to sit, and the first edition lowest listing is at $275, many crossing over 300 while its market price is up here near 300. So be aware, Grandmasters have been pretty far up in price for some times. And for other past format stuff, Neo-Spacian Dark Panther, which finds its home in Gladiator Beast format, and there have been quite a few Gladiator Beast kind of targeted cards somewhat lately. This card has been bought out, and the first editions are now resting at $135. What are the actual prices versus sales versus how things are on these cards? We'll have to wait and see as prices fall out, people are willing to sell, and what people are actually spending their money on. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch, especially live. 26969, nice on the dono bar. I super appreciate you guys being out here supporting the stream, and even if you're just a viewer, you're not throwing up those crazy numbers above, I appreciate you just being here live. And I know this Market Watch probably went a bit longer. Oh no, we kept it timely, 13 minutes, not bad at all. Definitely just so many freaking tabs and things to cover. And you guys should know, I love Robbie. It's just more, this is me pointing out history repeats itself. I called out this being the source before, calling out Robbie being a source, opinions or not. He even mentions in his video, reused asset maybe, but there is the flashbang point, and it is a little weird. History is repeating itself on this card when this has happened directly before 1 for 1 on the market. Thanks for watching, everybody.